First off, Joe, and then I'll let these guys kind of take it away. But where are you at? So, how are you on rehabbing? Where are you at?
Oh, I was say I'm in the kitchen, bro. Got dirty, clean dishes up there. Uh, Uber Eats a burrito because my wife left with my baby, so now it's just me and my 9-year-old who's playing Fortnite upstairs. So I was like, screw it, I'm ordering Uber Eats. But I threw off the mound on Sunday. I got a bullpen tomorrow, and I got another bullpen Sunday. So it's coming good. It was one of those things where I didn't know if I would be able to throw a ball that well without surgery. And so far, it's been amazing. Strength is there, movement's there. Obviously, with the first one and first couple ones, zero velocity. I mean, velocity is exactly where I thought it would be right now for the first time getting on the mound. Especially, it's not like I've been like grinding my butt off in the weight room either because I want to see how my arm feels. If my arm didn't feel good, it would have been like a waste of time to lift without having my arm feel good. So now the arm feels good. It's one of those things where I kind of find a balance of, how fast can I go? How quickly can I get, velocity back? Do I really need to push my body in the weight room at this point in time at my specific age, especially if I'm, only looking to play, a month, 2 months, and give it all I got for a month and 2 months and then let it go. But like I said, the throws have been great. No pain. Arm speed is there, which tells me that velocity will come back, in the near future.
Joe, I'm behind, man. What procedure did you have?
I went out of the country, did some Kobe stuff.
Oh, nice.
Hey, no. Hey, no.
But hey, come test me, MLB. You'll waste your money.
Hey, now be careful. Be careful because I played with a guy.
It's totally legal. Don't worry, guys.
Hey, I played with a guy once. I'm not gonna name his name. He disappeared one year, and he came back the next year and was throwing a lot harder. It was weird. I don't know. I don't
think my frame could throw any harder, dude. It would completely just rip off the arm.
Well, here's my question for you. You used to throw 100. So when you say your velocity is there, what is it, like 92? But you never threw 100. You always threw curveballs and changeups. Why didn't you ever want to throw 100? You're like, hey, Correa, watch this. I'm going to throw you 19 sliders in a row, and then you.
Because it's the best. It was the best rated pitch in the league. Wouldn't you want to show your Ferrari goes 212 miles an hour if you had it? You know what I mean? If you have the best rated off-speed pitch per numbers or analytics in the league, and your fastball is like a top 50, wouldn't you want to show the number one pitch? It's like you don't have a 12-pack and you're going to keep a shirt on, you know what I mean?
Every now and then, if I just have like 30 seconds to blow, I'll go look at the Joe Kelly versus Eric Hosmer 3 front hip sinkers at like 101.
Oh.
That's like one of the craziest 3-pitch sequences I've ever seen, Joe.
That was just a lucky at bat. I had the wind. No, you know how like in San Diego sometimes the ball moves like 10 inches more than it's supposed to, because number one you're lower to sea level, and number two sometimes you get that crosswind. And I kind of knew it was coming, and I threw one just to see if it would work, and it worked. And I was like, screw it, I'm gonna shake every time to this. So that was a fun at bat. Obviously, it's impossible to make the ball move like that every time you take the mound. But when you're in the right place, it's kind of like Toronto. Like, when Stroman back in the day was front hipping lefties. It's kind of like that same kind of wind and that same kind of mound.
Joe, so you're definitely coming back, right? You haven't, unlike chicken strip, you have not retired. And if you come back, retired. Will you sign with the Dodgers? Because they play the Padres again in August. So you could front hip somebody, and then you could go, what was it? Who was it that charged you that time? And you're like, come on, let's go.
Oh, Tyler Austin.
Yes. Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Because their rivalry is intense, right? They've been known to throw one at, close to people the last few times.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, no, I made it known, which is people would say it's bad for marketing, but I could give a crap. I come back healthy, I'm only playing for one team, and that's the Dodgers.
Boom, there you go. Okay.
Sorry, I got one. Speaking of that, Joe, like, looking back at our time in LA, and I got there a little bit before you, and I think I'm going to ask you to toot your own horn a little bit, but I always wondered why this was the case, which is you were just beloved in the locker room, as I'm sure you are everywhere. But we've had some guys come through that locker room that were maybe as crazy as you are, who were not as well received. And without naming too many names, maybe guys like Sergio Romo, Alex Verdugo, etc. Who have their own little things like you do. But like, how come you think we loved you so much versus some of those other guys aren't able to fit in despite being, um, I don't know, on your own plan, as we like to say, on your own program?
Um, I think it's just I don't know. There's something in human beings where you could tell instantly if someone's full of crap, right, or if they're not. I mean, I think it's once you see me in person, I feel like you realize quickly that it's genuine, and that's just how he is, right? And you kind of have to put in the work with your teammates, and or if you're not putting in the work with your teammates, like you have to put in the work of going about your business the right way, and so people could watch that, right? So like you can't just bark on people to get in the weight room. If you don't get in the weight room and act all big and tough and kind of show up late to stretch, or you know don't run pulls with the other bullpen guys if they're running pulls that day. So I think there's like checks and balances within like a team, and you and AJ know well if who's going about it the right way, who's not skipping out on their treatments if they're sore. So like you can kind of see like, does he follow all those steps? And it's something that I've done. And like you said, if you would think, and you kind of group me in a category with those other guys, right? But then when you peel back the curtain, you're like, oh, he's like that, but obviously he does everything else the right way. He's not skipping, this thing. He's not, going out late at night. He's not, I don't know. There's just a bunch of little different things that it's kind of hard to explain. Where it's an eyeball test to me, I think.
I like it. I like it. Listen, you were a great teammate for those 48 hours. Trust me. I want to know this, though. You said something. You'd only sign with the Dodgers. So if the Padres, Athletics, White Sox came to you and said 1 year you get $5 million for the rest of the year, which one of those teams would you rather play for? Not shake your head. Which one would you rather play for? And by the way, everyone has a price. You have to pick one, and everyone has a price.
Shoot. Okay, White Sox, Padres. What was the third?
Athletics. We'll throw the Rockies in too, just for fun.
Ooh, wow. Okay. White Sox, I've done. I'm out. That's easy.
No way.
San Diego is out, even though it's beautiful. Now it's A's or Rockies. Gosh dang.
Let's throw the Astros in there.
Astros.
Got a little history with the Astros. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, A's are out. I'm not playing in AAA Stadium. So it's Astros or it's Rockies? Wow, this is tough. Is it the same? Is everyone the same in Houston? Ownership, everything's take it all thing?
Yes. As they're constructed today.
Rockies.
But how about this? You get to live
I can't believe the Astros made it so far on my list.
Yeah, right? But you get to live at Stripling's house. Does that change anything? Stripling said you can live in his guest house.
I did say that.
Yeah. If my family comes, I can't do that. But if my family doesn't, I'd live in his guest house.
Yeah.
Where you live at? Castle Rock? Where you live, Strip?
We're west of downtown, I'll say that.
Okay. I have a lot of family in Denver. Some live in Pueblo, Castle Rock.
I was talking Houston. No, I don't know anything. I don't have a place in Denver.
Oh, never mind.
You can stay in my guest house in Denver. When we find it.
Yeah.
By the way, I'm disappointed White Sox were off so early. I can't imagine why. I want to know this because I never got to.
Hey, do you have your number retired yet?
Me, I have not retired yet. No, I'm still officially.
No, your number retired.
Oh no. I mean, at high school, but not at the big league level. No, trust me.
No,
it's a source of contention. But I want to know this. I've never asked you this. So when you were in LA, and I want to know the honest story because I don't know, and I'm Wikipediaing you as we speak. Are you Mexican descent? Because you came out with all the mariachi stuff, And it's like, wait a minute, your name is Joe Kelly and you have all this going on? So please explain.
Half Irish. There you go. My dad's Kelly. My mom's last name is Valencia. The best of both drinking worlds. So if you want a liver problem, you'd be born half Irish.
That's one of the few bobbleheads I've asked for, Joe. Gone back to the Dodgers and asked for is you in that mariachi outfit. I don't need the Ohtani ones. I need the Joe Kelly mariachi one. It is sick. I'm looking at it right now on Google. It's the best.
People liked this last time, so we're going to do it again. Read one of the fantastic, unique, creative dishes on HelloFresh. Creamy Alfredo truffle cavatappi pasta?
Cavatappi, maybe? But I'll just go with the Indian-inspired chicken paired with turmeric rice. That sounds awesome. Everything about this is delicious, fresh, comes in a little bag. And I like to cook, so I like to chop up the ingredients. I like to throw stuff in the pan, mix it up. It makes me feel like I'm doing something, Scott, and they always come out amazing.
Yes, you can be a star at home with America's #1 meal kit. Make your summer enjoyable and delicious by signing up for HelloFresh at HelloFresh.com/FT10FM and get 10 free meals with a free item for life. That's HelloFresh.com/FT10FM for 10 free meals and a free item in every box. 1 per box with an active subscription. Free meals are applied as a discount on the first box. New subscribers only. Varies by plan. Joe, are you watching games? Are you following anything? Or do you just totally isolate everything and work on yourself? You're following the league?
I'll follow the Dodger games when I can. My son, my 5-year-old, who's a fiend for baseball, not the oldest. The oldest is lazy, could care less. He's just really good at playing. But my 5-year-old, he gets on my phone. He's like, it's 7 o'clock. He's like, that's nighttime. And he'll turn it on himself. He's really good with numbers. He knows the standings. He'll walk up to random people in the store or a family member and be like, who do you think's better, the Cardinals or the Rockies or the Tigers? And someone will be like, the Rockies. He's like, nah, Rockies only have 19 wins, 18 wins. Nope, they're bad. They're bad. It's definitely the Tigers. It's definitely the Orioles. So if he asks me to put on a game, I'll put on a game. Other than that, we have practices. With 4 kids, you have gymnastics, from cheerleading to soccer to tackle football, my oldest, travel ball, all-star baseball. So it's pretty hectic, but it's fun.
Hey, Joe, what about the Yankees last year? You guys win, you guys celebrate, and then you guys have a party at Mookie's house, and then you guys just piled on the Yankees. Talk to me about just piling on a team that you guys were like, yeah, we knew we could beat them. I mean, it's the first time. Now, it's happened in other sports, but this is the first time I've seen in baseball where teams are like, they never could beat us. We knew it from the get-go.
I thought it was the same thing as the 2018 World Series when I was on the Red Sox. I said, they're batting Kike Hernandez 4th in the lineup. You kidding me? This is going to be...
Wait, you want to sign with the Dodgers? You can't say that if you want to sign with the Dodgers.
But I've told them to their faces. That's why they love me. I said, bro, you guys are batting Kike 4th and platooning guys in the World Series, bro. What? This was the best the National League had to offer. The Red Sox, it's just a whole different team. And then I said the same thing about the Yankees when I was on the Dodgers. I said, this is just a completely different mismatch of a team. And that's what happens. That's what happens in baseball. That's why there needs to be playoff re-ranking, because you need the 2 best teams like the Padres and the Dodgers to play in the World Series. Period. That's it. Figure it out. You know what I mean? There's no other way around it. You can't have, the 2 best teams match up in the first round in anything. And in playoff baseball, it happened to my son's all-star team. They played a team called Vineyard, who's them and Altaloma are the best 2 around for districts. They match up in the first game. Now they're about to match up in the championship game once they make it through the losers bracket. So I think it's just people's feelings get hurt, but I don't give a crap. It's truth. It was a complete mismatch.
Joe, my nephew's 9, man. So Knox is 9 now. Is he playing real baseball and
9.
stuff? That scene is wild,
Real
man. How are you
baseball.
handling it?
I don't know if you saw the other day. I got bopped in the forehead by a fan.
Wait, what?
If you have time to check it out. I already told the story. I take too much time. Look up my Baseball Isn't Boring podcast. I had to go to the sheriff's office after the game. It was about us winning. It's about us winning the USSSA World Series. We stopped the game. They said you guys can forfeit and take a win. I said no. Long story short, the manager on the other team, sibling, came over and bopped me in the forehead. So I had a private arrest, waiting on a court date. But you have like 40 minutes to kill. It's electric. I love it.
Wow.
My gosh.
That
That's the
is-
most Joe
that
Kelly
is
story I've
ballsy.
ever heard.
But hey,
Well, that-
our
seriously.
9U team's a top 10 and a top 10 in perfect game, and top 10 in USSSA. There you go.
And a dude had the balls to go after you?
Dude is a suspect of a word, but yes, it had the balls to go after me while I was sitting on my bucket, by the way, on the field.
Wow. That is wild. I don't know how I can
It
follow
is
that
wild,
up.
yeah.
But
That's
yeah.
why I quit coaching my son right there.
All right,
Well, you
Man,
said
are
top
nuts.
10.
I was
Top
freaking,
10 9-year-olds.
I was like,
We're
this
ranking
needs to
9-year-old
happen,
baseball
dude.
teams
Yeah,
like it's college football.
Youth sports is a mess in general, dude. And then the week after, in the same Big League Dreams place, I could send you a text, but officers, rifles, same tournament, same World Series. You could hear it on, like, I don't know, you guys know Game Changer, right? But I looked it up on Game Changer on the teams that happened to, and it's like, he's got a gun. Like, someone brought a gun to the game, dude, and like in here in California, it's crazy, dude. And
Wow.
it's the Chino Hills one where Snoop Dogg's from Chino Hills, the Ball brothers, Lonzo, they're all from Chino Hills. So it's the Chino Hills Big League Dreams. And you can see like live video of guys with like officers with like AR-15s, and like you could hear the other team saying the guy's got a gun. Like, it was just wild. Like,
Damn. Holy crap.
Cali's
I did
crazy.
not know. Yeah. All right. I got one more for you. Going back to MLB for a moment, just want to get your take on, I think, the biggest drama in the sport this season. What was your reaction to Rafael Devers getting traded to actually a team that you might face if you're with the Dodgers later this season? You're going to have to deal with your boy. And you played with him, right? In 18.
Yeah, I loved Rafi, dude. I loved him. And I've heard that, he was loved in Boston, right? Obviously, he ruffles some feathers with the front office, and then that carried over with the fan base in Boston. And then he gets to the Giants, right, and says he'll play anywhere. But I could see both sides of the story. I could see, Rafi's side for him kind of trying to stick it to, the front office, which then kind of sucks, right? Because then now if you're a team guy, you're kind of sticking it to your teammates. And they're like, well, what the heck, bro? Like, we had a guy get hurt, and we needed you to step in, and you told us no. So I don't know what conversations were had there, but I could see that side of him, right? Like, I would want to stick it to the man, obviously, but I'd also want to help my teammates out. So if there was like a middle ground or a middle balance to way that he could have done it, I think would have saved face, right? Fans would have loved him, teammates would have still loved him, and he probably wouldn't have been traded. But then I could see the other side of being a manager, like let's just say AC, right? I'm sure AC is kind of fuming where he probably just seen him develop throughout his career, because AC had him. His first year was his rookie year was AC's first year, so he probably, if you asked AC in 2018 if he thought Rafael Devers would be able to say that, or if he wouldn't be a Red Sox for life, or if he'd be the Giants 2018 core, he'd probably laugh at you and say, hell no, he'll be a Red Sox forever. But yeah, the whole situation, how it went down was kind of, you're either on you're either pro Devers or anti Devers. But yeah, to get to the Giants, as a ex-Dodger and maybe be a Dodger again, you hate to see it, because Rafi's a great ball player. He's a great hitter, and the Giants are actually going for it. So it's interesting to see. They took I don't know how much of the money was eaten by the Red Sox, but it's a good move for the Giants. He's a pure baseball hitter. And he gets a second chance, and Giants fans are very similar to Red Sox fans, and Strip knows they'll take in Devers with open arms, and there's always going to be someone to pick up another player from an organization who was beloved. We kind of did it the other way with what was his name, Pablo Sandoval, but it was Giants to Red Sox. So I hope nothing but the best for Rafi, because he's one of my favorite teammates as a rookie, young kid. 19, 20 years old. He was one of the first guys into the Yankee Red Sox brawl with me and Tyler. He was one of the first guys in. So I will always have a lot of respect for him.
Hey, everybody. Be sure to like and subscribe for more content.
We're back here every weekday, all year long, so do not miss an episode.
The videos are coming in all day. Here's another video you might enjoy.
Baseball the way it should be covered.